Hello and welcome to Big Bore Knife and Gear. Today we are going to talk about the Emerson Commander. This one has actually been customized. This is my first experience with an actual Emerson. I have handled, I think it's Kershaw's got that Emerson design knife out. It was pretty decent. I didn't buy it or use it. I was handling it in a store. And then thanks to Mr. Kyle Lamphere, I got the real deal in my hand. And holy mackerel, what a big, beautiful, beastly piece of badassery this is. This one has been customized. Let's open this up. So you can see here, customized by Ferric. And also Crine Regrind. So when this knife first started out, it had just plain black G10 scales. It obviously had a different grind on this, more material. It was a recurve drop point. So let's go over a little bit of specs and then we'll go over what has been done to this knife and my impressions of it after using it for the last, 8 or 9 days. So the overall length on this guy is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 3/4 inches. Blade length is coming in at 1, 2, 3 and 3/4 inches with a cutting edge length of 1, 2, 3 and a half on the button. So let's start on the outside. You really can't tell in the camera, but Ferric has done customized scales, liner, and backspacer. These scales are now a beautiful, beautiful olive drab green micarta. He has put some great chamfering for access to the lock bar. He's got some beautiful jimping on both the liners and the scales that match perfectly. Everything has been rounded off on the handle, and it fits and feels great in your hand. It is fantastic. If you have larger hands like I do, as soon as you put this thing in your hand, you know this knife, this beautiful Emerson Commander, was built for one thing. And that is heavy use. You can cut a piece of tape with this, or you can damn near chop a tree down with this. I'm not kidding you. This thing is a beast. Let's close this up real quick and get back to the... Actually, let's leave it open. So all the screws for the handle, the pivot screw, the clip screws, all titanium. Pocket clip is still steel. This big old chunky back spacer that's been knurled, and it's just awesome. Look at the knurling on that. Is also titanium, customized by Ferric. These beautiful liners, beautifully thick liners, also done by Ferric and titanium. Let's take a look at this blade. I love this recurve shape. Recurves too, by the way, if you don't own one or have never cut with one, fantastic at cutting. You start off, it goes, and then all of a sudden, oh, psh, right through anything you can imagine. Let's check out this grind. This has been reground, as you can see by Crine. This thing is slicey as hell and super, super thin behind the edge now. What a fantastic job both those people did. The blade has this beautiful, come on baby, focus. swedge cut in. Extremely sharp, pointy tip now. This thing was just a fantastic workhorse of a knife. Two things that I don't like. One, not a big fan of the wave opening. I did it a couple of times, but honestly, it's just grabs your pocket and kind of deploys most of the time. Sometimes it fails. In fact, one time I don't know how the hell I did it. I deployed it and I don't know what the hell cut me, but something on the knife cut me pretty good. Other thing I don't like, and this is just a personal gripe, I hate thumb discs. Can't stand them. I mean, they work. Of course, now that I said that, I can't deploy the damn thing. Just don't like them. But that's my own personal preference. What I do enjoy about this knife, though, is the fact that you can front flip it. The other drawback to this, I don't know if it still has to be worked in or not, but it has some pretty bad, I'm sure you heard that, lock stick. When you front flip this, it comes out with authority, and it's got some pretty bad lock stick. When you thumb deploy it, it's not as bad, but it's very, very noticeable. Centering on this guy is perfect. Just a great, great knife. So if you guys are into big, beastie workhorse knives, this is definitely the way to go. I have actually developed a pretty good callus because the jimping on this lock bar release is very, very aggressive. And with that lock stick, it does dig into your finger pretty good. If this was my knife, I would definitely disassemble this and do a little bit of fine sanding and get rid of that lock stick right away, but it's not my knife. I don't know how much use has been put on this knife after the customization, but I imagine that will break in. And I don't think there's probably been much use on it because everything still looks pretty much brand new. So, Kyle, once again, thank you so much for getting this fantastic knife in my hands. Truly appreciate it. Let's front flip this sucker one more time. So, as always, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment because I love the feedback. And until next time, take care.